Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com, and it is time for this month's Tarotscope message for October 2025. I'm going to go through every astrological sign, starting with Aries and ending with Pisces, and I'm going to pick 3 cards for each sign as to what might be ahead for them. And October is my favorite month because not only is it my birthday month, but it's also the month of Halloween, and something doesn't feel quite right here. So let's go into our first astrological sign, which is the astrological sign of Aries. So if you're an Aries or have a lot of Aries in your chart, this first card I'm going to pick for you is going to be about where it's best for you to place your focus for this month of October. And the card we get here is the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles has been called the young man of unfulfilled expectations. And the reason for this is because he's the only knight in the tarot who's seated on a horse that isn't moving forward at this time. And so, too, for you, Aries, this might be a time where you're really eager to race ahead and get to your next goal. And yet, it also might feel like you're stuck or stalled or something that isn't moving as fast as you would like it to. And yet, the Knight of Pentacles is associated with the astrological sign of Virgo, which has all to do with the details. And sometimes those moments in our life when we're stalled or we can't move forward very quickly can be a time where it's so important for you to take stock of where you're at right now and pay attention to the details. Could also be a time to collect more information before you're able to progress. But I just feel like there are details that matter at this time. And I know Aries is usually a big picture sort of person who wants to just get things moving. And yet I feel with this Knight of Pentacles card, the details count this next month. The next card is going to be advice from your inner wisdom if you're an Aries for this next month. And we get the Moon card, which is long associated with instincts and also intuition. This could be a time for you, Aries, to really pay attention to what your intuition is guiding you toward. It's also time to take stock of your feelings, how your impressions are, especially as it relates to what's before you or what you're trying to accomplish. The moon pulls at us unconsciously, and sometimes it can indicate that there may be some unconscious forces that are shaping events for you instead of allowing you to shape the events yourself. And so this is a time to be conscious. And maybe when I couple that Knight of Pentacles message with the moon, this could be a time where you're stopping and you're taking stock of what's going on internally for you, Aries, where you're paying attention to the details that are beneath the surface. But I just feel like there is an instinct, an intuition that's pulling you forward. The other feeling I get from this card is that the details within matter for you so much. The moon rules what's going on unconsciously, but also rules your inner authentic self. And I feel like it's so important that you're stopping and you're listening to what your inner instincts truly desire this next month. Because the moon in Latin is luna, where we get our word in English lunatic from. So when we repress our feelings or we don't pay attention to what our inner instincts are telling us, or we just shove them down and try to get on with work or try to make progress, even though things aren't moving forward, we start to feel a little loony or a little crazy or like something's off or we're unlucky in some way. And so I feel, Aries, that this is a time for you this next month to really stop and go within. And I know it sounds like a cliche that look within and the answer is found there. But for you this next month, Aries, the answer really will be found within. So maybe it's time to make time to give yourself a reading or to get a reading or to journal or to do something where you're really tapping into that inner unconscious energy of the moon. And then the final card we have for Aries is going to be potential pitfalls this next month that you'll want to avoid, but also potential opportunities. And we got an opportunity card for sure with the Sun, which is the best card in the deck. Aries, there is the sense that a new day is about to dawn for you. And even though you might be fretting about the details or fretting about the pacing, how fast things seem to be moving for you at this time or not moving in the case of that Knight of Pentacles, the Sun is assuring you that you have a wonderful outcome ahead. Wherever you're placing your focus or the overarching energy that you're putting your energy into this next month, it is on the right track. And this Sun card can indicate that you want to just keep investing that energy in this thing. Also, the sun baby on the card, it represents innocence, purity, that part of ourselves that is magical and open to life and all its wonder. And there is this sense I feel with the sun baby on this horse that is moving forward, that what you might need to do is open yourself to whatever the experience is right now instead of fighting it. Be like the sun baby and say, okay, here's what I'm being presented with. I'm open to it. And I feel like if you're open to what's before you, that is going to get the horse moving again. That's what's going to lead to progress for you. But I just feel like something wonderful is about to be born for Aries this next month. And I just feel like there is something to feel joyful about as far as your long-term goals are concerned. So keep your eye on the prize. Don't rush through your present stage. And also that moon and sun, those two luminaries from the heavens coming up for Aries this next month. It might also be an important time for you to pay attention astrologically to what the sun and the moon are doing this next month, what signs they're transiting through in your own chart. But I just feel like this is a profound time for you to look up, to look above, and to look within for the answers that are before you. And don't get frustrated with the mundane world. There's something higher and transcendent that you're on the pathway toward. Next, we're going to go into the astrological sign of Taurus. So if you're a Taurus or have a lot of Taurus in your chart, this first card is going to be where it's best for you to place your focus for this next October. And we get the World card. And the World is a card of graduation, completion, and mastery of something. And so too for you, Taurus, this next month, it may feel like you're mastering something. You've come full circle. This is also a card that says it's time to grow or it's time to level up in some way. So if you've been operating on the same cycle and you've been perfecting it, this is a card that's saying you're done with this cycle. There's nothing more to master on this current level. It's time to open yourself up to the new world that awaits you. The World card can also represent the balance between sending and receiving as far as energy is concerned. The woman on the World card is holding a white wand in both her right hand, the sending hand, and her left hand, which is the receptive hand. And what this says is that balance between giving, extending your energy outward, but also receiving, allowing in, is going to be so important for you this next month, Taurus. The world is telling you that you already know which part of your life you've come full circle with. And there's an important threshold for you to step over, to cross. But I just feel the word completion when I'm looking at the World card for you, Taurus. And so I feel like this is an important time of completion for you. Completion of old cycles, completion of a current stage, and graduation into the next level of your life. It's time to know that you're ready for this next important step. The advice from your inner wisdom, if you're a Taurus for October, is the Empress card, which is such a quintessential Taurus card. So we have two major arcana cards here, Taurus, for you for this next month. This could be a time of deep inner transformation. And I just get a feeling with this Empress card, it's as if all the seeds have been planted in the garden of your life, and now they're coming into full bloom. They're coming into abundance. I also feel with the Empress, Taurus, that it is an important month for you to align with the earth or the earth's energy. It might be a time to get grounded or to stabilize yourself. It's also an important card as far as feminine energy is concerned, because both of these cards, the World and the Empress, signify goddess figures. They depict goddess figures at this time. And so this could be a time where you are transcending. You might be really accessing the divine feminine in your own life. But that receptivity is so important with the Empress. And the Empress wears the crown of 12 stars, meaning she can see things from that higher perspective. She has the shield in the shape of the heart, emblazoned with the symbol of Venus, the goddess of love. This is an important time for you to allow love to be your greatest shield moving forward. But I feel like you need to love yourself enough to know what it's time to harvest in your garden. The seeds that you've planted long ago are coming into full abundance right now. And it might be time for you to graduate to the next level of the garden of your life and to maybe leave the familiar behind, because I just feel like these seeds that have been planted are abundantly growing. And then the next card for you, Taurus, is going to be potential pitfalls or opportunities for this next month. And we got a wonderful opportunity card. So I don't know what's going on for Taurus for October, but it feels grand because we got the 9 of Cups, which is often called the wish card in the tarot. And this card could be coming up for you, Taurus, to indicate that a wish is coming true. Something that you've been really striving for or longing for, something you've been setting the table for, is finally arrived. And now you're enjoying that wonderful banquet spread before you. Nine of Cups is also a card of enjoying the banquet that you might have been working toward for a long time. And, Rosalind Russell from Auntie Mame says, life is a banquet and most poor suckers are starving to death. There is a sense that there is a banquet spread before you right now. And you might need to enjoy what is good about your life right now. Life is never complete or perfect. There's always something more to strive for or learn or grow through. But these cards for you, Taurus, are saying that you are marking an important milestone in your life this next month. And it's important for you to celebrate those things that you've worked hard for. But I also feel like your wishes are going to be coming true if you're placing your focus on your intentions. And I think that word is so important for you this next month, Taurus, intentionality. It's so important that you are clear about what is your intention for what you're putting into the world and that you are in alignment with the best good for you. But I also just feel like this is a great month for you to enjoy. Next, we're going to go into the astrological sign of Gemini. So if you're a Gemini or have a lot of Gemini in your chart, this first card is going to be where it's best for you to place your focus this October. And the card we get for you, Gemini, is the Two of Pentacles, which is a very Gemini card. It's very much full of symbolism of duality. We see this figure who's juggling two coins, and that juggling of the two coins can symbolize juggling two focuses in your life at this time, balancing this part of your life with this other part of your life. But what the Two of Pentacles can also represent is unpredictability. Behind the juggler are these wavy, unpredictable waters that are coming into his life. And this could be a month for you, Gemini, where unpredictable events are happening. And like the juggler in the foreground, you need to keep your sense of humor. You need to take life's lemons and make lemonade, make a joke out of it, or even just not take things too seriously. There is a symbolism of flexibility in this card. It's almost as if this juggler is made of rubber. His hat is stretched out. It almost looks like a big rubber band, and the infinity symbol is binding the two coins he's juggling together. And this is an important symbol for you this next month, Gemini, because it's saying you need to be flexible with the unpredictable. You have to just expect the unexpected and laugh at it when it occurs. Those who get so rigid and so fixed, like my life has to go this way and I have a plan and it's got to go this way, they end up setting themselves up for disastrous results because life never goes according to plan. And I just kind of feel like this is an important month for you, Gemini, to bend with things, to be elastic, to stretch with things, to keep your sense of humor. And I feel like your humor is going to be your greatest gift this next month. So when things unpredictably do happen for you, or something might even cause you a sense of anxiety, especially in your interactions with other people, turn it into a joke or apply that famous Gemini wit in order to diffuse the situation and create some levity for yourself. The next card we're going to go into is going to be advice from your inner wisdom if you're a Gemini for this next month. And we get the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is assuring you that if you can be flexible this next month, if you can adapt, a happy ending is assured. The Ten of Cups is the card of resolution. There's that happy family on the card, and the kids are dancing, and there's a rainbow in the sky. And what this can really indicate is resolution from old troubles. That rainbow implies that a storm has passed, because rainbows only appear after the rain. And so too for you, Gemini, there is this sense from your inner wisdom that all will come full circle for you, that there is levity and hope and peace ahead as well. But I also feel the sense of gratitude from the Ten of Cups. Sometimes this card can indicate that you might need to be grateful for not just the predictable parts of your life, but those meandering, sort of chaotic, last-minute things, those divine detours that tend to blow you off course from your original plan and take you to somewhere even more magical. It's time to be grateful for the whole journey, Gemini, not just the good parts or the parts that you deem good or that you're judging are favorable for you, but really all of the journey. The Ten of Cups is a card of holistic change and completion. And like all tens, it's saying one cycle has come to an end and you're about to begin another one. And I just feel like your flexibility, your grateful heart is going to ensure that you really take whatever life throws at you unpredictably this next month and really helps you thrive. And then finally, we're going to go into a card for potential pitfalls for you, Gemini, or opportunities this next month that you're going to want to take advantage of. And we have a wonderful opportunity card with the Ace of Cups. All aces in the tarot are wonderful because they represent a raw, unfiltered energy of the element they represent. And in the case of the Ace of Cups, which is water, feelings, emotions, the greatest expression, the rawest expression of that emotional realm is love. And I just feel for you with that 10 of Cups followed by the Ace of Cups. This is a wonderful month for you, Gemini, to open your heart to all of it, to what's before you. I also feel like you're going to begin a spiritual quest for your own metaphorical holy grail. And I feel that this is a time for you to pour yourself into your spirituality, into what you believe in. Just as the cup is overflowing with the waters and refilling the pond below. And then there's that dove coming out of the heavens. The dove is the spiritual messenger from the other side. This could be an important month where you're getting messages from ancestors or loved ones or spirits on your path, angels that are guiding you. I just feel that this is an important time for you to open your heart to all that's before you. And yes, there are some mundane things that are going on that are very unpredictable and sporadic and up and down, but there's this overarching sense of spiritual destiny. And also the sense that emotionally, if you can stay focused on that realm of love in your life, you're absolutely going to thrive this next month. The Ace of Cups is a card of rebirth and renewal and wonderful new beginnings. Next, we're going to go into the astrological sign of Cancer. So if you're a Cancer or have a lot of Cancer in your chart, this first card is going to be where it's best for you to place your focus for October 2025. And we get the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is a long associated card with illusion, fantasy, dreams. And, for me, the Seven of Cups can be wonderful if you're an artist or a creative person, or if you're just trying to think creatively of what you're trying to create next in your life. This can be very inspirational. But there is a little bit of a danger with the Seven of Cups card. The Seven of Cups can indicate an illusion you can get caught in. And some people waste years of their life on the Seven of Cups. It's this dreamy fantasy card, like, wouldn't it be wonderful if that romantic thing happens and then this thing happens that isn't really showing any sign of happening, but I just need to hang on hope for it? Or wouldn't it be wonderful if the past was recreated as it was, as I'm idealizing it? In the case of a lot of Cancers, because they tend to replay the past like a old movie reel in their head. This could be a time where you're not so much lost in the machinations of the past, or even in a fantasy future, but where you're kind of clearing the fog from your eyes and looking at the opportunities that are before you right now. The Seven of Cups is really signifying the importance of differentiating visions from reality, or things that are fantasies and illusions from what is practically common sense before you. I feel for you, Cancer, that if you lean toward your common sense, you're absolutely going to be benefited this next month. But if you're kind of deluding yourself or kind of in an illusion, or you're just kind of like hoping for the best case scenario and kind of hunkering down and avoiding things, that might not be so great. So this is an important month for you, Cancer, to look at what really is. Apply your common sense and really just look at the evidence, look at what's before you. And yet, if you are an artist or you are trying to create something, again, I want to give you a little caveat that this card can be helpful. It can be very wonderful for being a visionary or being creative in some way. But I just feel like that creative energy should be put into your creative pursuits, and it shouldn't be projected onto your current reality if that current reality isn't really reflecting what the illusion, the preferable illusion is giving you. The advice from your inner wisdom for this next month, if you're a Cancer, is the Four of Cups. So 2 Cups cards, not surprising for Cancer, which is a water sign. Cups signify the element of water. And 2 Cups cards can signify a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings going on for you this next month. As the figure on the Four of Cups is seated beneath the tree, he's worried about his problems. He's thinking about the past. He's ruminating about it. He's thinking about it over and over. It's just kind of going on like an unfiltered movie reel in his head. And he's not able to see right in front of his nose that spirit or an angel is coming out of a cloud offering him a golden cup. He cannot see it because he's so stuck in his own illusion. When I couple the Seven of Cups with the Four of Cups card, I just get the sense that that foggy illusion, that sort of like mental space where you're kind of lost and ruminating and thinking, it may be robbing you from seeing the blessing that's trying to find its way to you right now. The Four of Cups is telling you that you are never alone. That spirit is always trying to get your attention and get you to snap out of whatever illusion is keeping you away from your joy. And yet, if you are hunkered down and absolutely hell-bent on focusing on this illusion or focusing inward, you're not going to see the opportunity before you. Look at the figure on the Four of Cups. His arms are crossed. His legs are crossed. His posture is completely closed. He isn't open. And when the heart isn't open, it cannot receive. And so I feel for you, Cancer, that this is a kind of scary month where you have to allow yourself to be open and be vulnerable and trust what that divine energy is trying to give to you this next month. And I feel like if you do, you're not going to regret it. The last card for Cancer is going to be potential pitfalls, but also opportunities for you as we go through this next month of October. And we get an opportunity card with the Hermit. The Hermit is a card of introspection and going deeper than the foggy illusion or the thing, a lot of times when we look within, we're kind of met with that fog first. We're met with our anxieties, our worries. The Hermit guides us deeper into the mist, beyond the mist, into the dark places in ourselves. And he shines a compassionate light on those parts of ourselves that we've felt are neglected or that we have been hurting with. And the Hermit is telling you that you need to give yourself some TLC this next month. You might also want to move slowly and carefully and definitely make time for some spiritual work. The Hermit is the guide from the higher self, and he has a star illuminating his lantern, illuminating his path before him. And he cannot see the whole journey, but he can see the next appropriate step to take. And I feel for you, Cancer, if you make the time to really look deep within, not just within to your emotions or what you're feeling, deeper than that, to your purpose, I feel like the way is going to be shown for you. But I also feel with the Hermit card, this is a card of self-reliance, doing your work on yourself, not hoping and wishing and waiting for someone to swoop in and fix you or give you the thing that's going to make you happy, but to really do that work on yourself and to really kind of find where the wound is and what you might need to do to heal it. But I also feel for this Hermit, he's almost telling me intuitively that the important mission for you, Cancer, this next month is to unblock wherever that energy is, whatever's been feeling blocked up until now. Next, we are going to go into the astrological sign of Leo. So if you're a Leo or have a lot of Leo in your chart, this first card is going to be where it's best for you to place your focus for October. And we get the Five of Pentacles reversed. And when I see the Five of Pentacles reversed, I like to say it's important for you to place your focus on what you're going to get something from, where your energy is actually going to feel rewarded, not on those energy wasters in your life, those things that drain you. Five of Pentacles reversed can indicate that there are limited emotional, mental, or spiritual resources that you're working with this next month. And so you need to be selective about where you're placing that energy. You might need to pace yourself or take care of yourself, because sometimes that Five of Pentacles reverse can also indicate that your body is going to be giving you signals to tell you when too much is too much, when you need to put your focus on something that's going to help replenish you instead. I also feel with the Five of Pentacles reversed that boundaries are needed, especially with other people that really serve a purpose just to drain you or make you feel bad or make you feel obligated to them in some way. And, it's kind of sad that a lot of people will sometimes say, you're just being selfish. You're just focusing on yourself. But in actuality, what they're really telling you is, I'm being selfish. I want you to drop everything you're doing and take care of me, take care of what I want. And so there is this sense this next month where you have to watch out for the projections of others, what they might be casting onto you through kind of toxic means like guilt trips or passive aggressive things. And it's important for you to be very selective of like, nope, I'm not going to engage in that energy this next month. So I feel like this is an important card for you, Leo, to really say, you know what? I'm just not going to engage. I am not going to go into that spiral of kind of depleting myself to feed the bottomless pit of this external thing that really doesn't have my own best interest at heart. The advice from your inner wisdom, if you're a Leo for the month of October, is the King of Pentacles. And, you know, he is a much healthier expression of the Pentacles suit. Two Pentacles cards, Leo, they can indicate that this is an important month for you to focus on your work or the work you must do, but also to focus on what makes you feel worthy or worth it. You know, the Five of Pentacles reverse depletes you. It makes you feel worthless. It makes you feel empty after putting all your energy there. The King of Pentacles is saying the advice from your inner wisdom is to invest in those things that are going to last, that are going to have long-term rewards for you. The King of Pentacles has a robe that's decorated with grapes, and grapes are notoriously fickle to cultivate. It takes years for vineyards to produce the sweetest grapes. And the King of Pentacles knows this. And there is this sense that he also knows that what he invests in his grapes, the energy that he places into them as he tends them, are going to determine what kind of grapes they are. If they're sweet grapes or if they're grapes of wrath. And I feel too for you, Leo, that the energy you're absorbing or engaged in this next month, it's so important that you're conscious of it. Because you are in turn absorbing that energy and expressing that energy in your own projects and the things that you're trying to build. And you better believe that if you're putting toxic, sour energy into the things you're trying to cultivate, it's just going to take longer for those grapes to become sweetened. So I feel like there is this sense of like, you know what, I'm going to keep my energy clear and I'm going to place my focus on the things that are going to produce the sweetest results. The King of Pentacles also will indicate for you, Leo, don't give up this next month. You may feel depleted or tested in some way, and yet you got to keep your eyes on the prize. You also have to be very responsible. The King of Pentacles is an archetype of responsibility. And the fact of the matter is, you alone are responsible for where you place your energy and what you allow in your energy field. It isn't someone else's fault. It is totally up to you to decide what you're going to open yourself to. And so I feel like it's an important time for you to pour your energy into those things that are going to bring rewards for you. And then the final card for you, Leo, is going to be potential pitfalls you're going to want to avoid or opportunities this next month that can help you. And we got a pitfall card with the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is telling you to avoid places or situations that are toxic, that emotionally can be harmful for you. You might have this big heart that you're wearing on your sleeve, Leo, and you need to be selective about what environment you're placing that heart in. The Three of Swords can also indicate, however, that you might need to be mindful as an opportunity of what it's important to release on your path at this time. If your heart is so full of the grievances or the hurt or the sorrows or the heartaches of the past, there is no room in it for anything wonderful or new to even find its way in. And so sometimes for me, the Three of Swords is a card of forgiveness or a card of releasing emotional baggage or burdens. The heart is floating here, and it would float above the clouds and rejoin the sun if it weren't for those heavy swords that it's hanging on to. And the swords represent old traumas from the past, things that are narratives in your head or thoughts that kind of keep your heart heavy. And I feel, Leo, it's so important for you to let go of those things that are making you feel heavy at this time. Ask yourself, do I even need this? The heart will just thank you for it. It'll rise above the rain clouds. And you need to know your heart is also stronger than the things that have hurt it. Look at the proportions here. Look at the size of the heart in relation to the size of the swords here. It's a gigantic heart when we look in perspective. And so too for you, your heart is mightier than the perceived wounds to it. But I just feel that King of Pentacles this next month, he is a gentle steward. He is your inner adult protecting you from placing yourself in energy fields around people that are toxic, hurtful, or of no use to you. So I feel like this is a time to be very selective of who you're opening that heart to. Let go of the burdens from the past and open up your heart to new opportunities to grow and thrive in the future. Next, we're going to go into the astrological sign of Virgo. So if you're a Virgo or have a lot of Virgo in your chart, this first card is going to be where it's best for you to place your focus for October. And we get the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is a confident archetype in the tarot. This could be a time for you, Virgo, where you're really feeling like you're able to express yourself more. You might also start to feel this next month that you're finally being recognized for something that you've done. The Queen of Wands is a card of confidence, and she can also indicate that this is a time for you to be really mindful of the energy that you're exuding, and that you're kind of aligning with that Queen of Wands energy of warmth, magnanimity. Also, the Queen of Wands holds that sunflower, which is always turning its face toward the light. This is a month for you, Virgo, to be really optimistic or to place your focus on what you should feel optimistic about. The Queen of Wands wasn't always so confident. She had to grow to get there. All Wands cards signify growth. In fact, they're tree branches with little leaves springing out of the top of them. They represent growing processes. And what the Queen of Wands can indicate for you is that the challenge for you this next month, Virgo, is to grow, and is to grow in your confidence, to not be afraid to be seen or to put yourself out there or to be recognized for what you've been working hard for. But I just feel as well that there's a magical side to you, Virgo, with that little black cat that you need to put on full display. You need to follow your own instincts. And just as cats are nonchalant, if you ask a cat to come to you, the cat doesn't just come to you because you told it to. It stops, it thinks about it. It says, is that going to benefit me? Do I even want to right now? This might be a month for you, Virgo, where you're really asking yourself, do I really even want to? Do I want to go that way? And if you do, it's time to put yourself in there fully and to really open your heart warmly to it. But I feel like there's some magic happening, especially with recognition for you. The next card is going to be advice from your inner wisdom if you're a Virgo for this next month of October. And look at that. We get the Magician card for you, Virgo. And the Magician is the archetype of control. The magician has all the objects on the altar in front of him that symbolize the external world or the aspects of his life that he needs to maintain control over. The cup is his emotional life, the pentacles his financial life, the wand can symbolize what his ambitions are, what he's growing in, and the sword can represent his thoughts. And so too for you, Virgo, this is a wonderful month for you to get control of your thoughts or your perspective. But the magician is also the personification for the power of your thoughts, which are magic spells. They totally go out into the world and create the reality you're experiencing. And the lovely thing about this card, when he's coupled with the Queen of Wands, is if you can conjure up a feeling of confidence about what's ahead for you. If instead of complaining about a current situation or feeling like you're powerless or victimized by what's currently going on, if you can flip the script and say, you know what, I'm confident that I have the capabilities to overcome this challenge. And I actually see things falling into place for me. Magic's going to start to happen for you. Life is going to shift because life follows your projections. It follows where you focus. And I feel for you, Virgo, this next month, that it's important to be very mindful or clear about where you're placing your focus. The last card we're going to go into for Virgo is potential pitfalls, but also opportunities that are on your path this next month. And you have a pitfall card with the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is very intelligent in the tarot. He's one of the smartest cards. He's very witty, and he sometimes uses that intelligence as a tool to avoid his great breakthrough. He rationalizes things away, or he assumes that he's the smartest person in the room, so he already knows that. And yet he thwarts himself from actually having a major breakthrough. The Page of Swords can represent the part of ourselves that is defensive or deflective. It's the part of us that says, I don't have the problem, you're crazy, you have the problem, I'm doing everything perfectly right. And I feel with this Magician card and Queen of Wands, there's this wonderful magical energy that you have before you that you can access, that can really shift the energy towards something positive or limitless within you. And yet, You have to watch out for that little voice of the Page of Swords in your ear saying, well, that won't work. There isn't a thing as magic. That doesn't work anyway. That never did. Or I can't do that because of this reason, and this reason. Or I already know that. There is a sense of like defensiveness with the Page of Swords that can actually thwart some of the greatest things from coming your way. And so I feel like there's a need for warmth, openness, a lack of defensiveness. And it's like you're needing to align with your highest, best, limitless self with that Magician card and the Queen of Wands. You're needing to really align with those archetypes and watch out for the pitfall of that negative, nattering inner voice that is making you focus on the negative and is kind of trying to convince you that you're more hopeless or the situation before you is more hopeless than it actually is. I feel like it's time to align with what's limitless, most importantly of all, and to really allow that breakthrough in. Next, we're going to go into the astrological sign of Libra. So if you're a Libra or have a lot of Libra in your chart, this first card is going to be where it's best for you to place your focus for October. And we get the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords can represent sometimes an inner struggle that's going on for you, where you're feeling trapped or stuck or scared. The Eight of Swords is an archetype of fear. And all swords cards in the tarot, they can represent our thoughts. They can represent the thoughts that can liberate us or bind us. And just on this card, the woman is being bound up by her own fears. She's paralyzed by them. She's feeling bound up by the ropes of all the things that have happened to her in the past that are making her feel scared of what could happen in the future. The Eight of Swords, however, is never a hopeless card. With the tarot, you have to look closer at the symbol. The woman is tied up, yes. She is being victimized by her fears and her thoughts from the past. She is blindfolded, meaning she can't see what's coming next. And yet, she is so close to the swords that are around her that she could cut the bindings that are binding her up so easily. And so too for you, Libra. The tools of your liberation are right before you. There is the sense for you that you're needing to repurpose your fears and confront them. And know that sometimes it's our fears and the overcoming of them that really leads to the most powerful version of ourselves, of our liberating inner strength. And I feel for you, Libra, that this Eight of Swords is saying that there is a test in front of you. There might be something that's scary or something that you have to take a leap of faith with. And yet, you need to get your thoughts on your own side. This is a time to repurpose those thoughts as the tool of your liberation. And this is also a card that says that you might need to take ownership of your own liberation. Instead of hoping or wishing or waiting for a validating voice or another person to come in and swoop in and rescue you, like this woman's waiting for the prince to come in and rescue her as the damsel in distress. This card is saying nobody's coming right now. It's up to you to change the energy. It's up to you to confront your fear and summon your own courage and liberate yourself. The advice from your inner wisdom that might be able to help you with this next month, if you're a Libra, is the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is the card of angels unaware on your path. I feel for you, Libra, that everything that you're confronting at this time is here to teach you something. And the Six of Pentacles can indicate that you're never going to be given more than you can handle. You're never going to be given so much from life that it will destroy or defeat you. What you need to remember is that there is a divine help that's around you at every moment. And yet it's almost as if that divine help is sort of waiting for you to burst from the egg. You know, just as a chick that's hatching from its egg cannot survive in the wild on its own if we help it in the process of its birth, if we crack the egg for it and remove the shell pieces from it, it's going to be too weak to survive. So too for you, Spirit is waiting. It's there. It's ready to nurture you, but it's seeing if you can break out of this egg. It's seeing if you have the strength to poke through. Also, the Six of Pentacles is sometimes a card of service. Sometimes when we feel afraid or we feel so overwhelmed by our own anxieties or what our own challenges are, the best way to solve those is to ask, how can I serve? How can I help you? How can I help someone else with their fear or their challenge? Sometimes by helping others, we end up inadvertently helping ourselves. And as a tarot reader, I can't tell you how many times I've done this. giving advice to all of you or to clients, and, thinking, you know what? This is exactly what I need to be learning right now. That's really funny. I feel for you, Libra, that this is a time for you to recognize that helping others is the surest way to really make your own breakthrough. And those scales of Libra are also the scales of karma on the Six of Pentacles. That which you give, that which you send is what you're going to receive. And you are so much more useful to the world around you when you're engaged, when you're giving of yourself, rather than when you're retreating in fear and of no use to anybody because you're in your own thoughts, you're in your own mind, and you've been overthrown by those thoughts. I feel like there is help along the way for you. And help is going to come for you when you do help yourself. But it's also going to come in the form of divine signs or signals, little divinities that show up on your path, things that inexplicably happen through serendipity for you. I feel like you need to shift the energy towards service this next month. And instead of waiting for something to come in and rescue the day or change the energy for you, it's time to ask yourself, what am I doing to change the world around me to make it better? Because I feel that that is where the breakthrough is going to be found. And the final card is going to be potential pitfalls, but also opportunities for Libra for the month of October. And we get a bit of a pitfall card with the Four of Pentacles. This is a card of hanging on to the material. It shows this miser who's clutching these 4 coins. He's thinking these coins are the source of his worth, his value, and his security. But look at his face. He's absolutely miserable. Hanging on to those things has absolutely blocked him from feeling what's important in his life. We also see all those towers behind the miser on the card, reminiscent of the tower card itself. And the tower is a symbol for denial, being in denial, being in an artificial sense of security. And with each lie, you tell yourself that this is actually secure and there is no storm outside. The tower gets higher by a brick, but it's inevitably going to get so tall that it topples. There is this sense for you, Libra, that you need to let go of the thing that used to provide security in the past. You've outgrown it. You don't need it anymore. You need to let go of the thing that you used to think was your source of worth or value. You need to not look for your worth or value in the material world or in external validations or in what your position is or how many people like you or what your social media post is doing. It's so important for you that you're finding true value. And the true value is going to be found in service, in helping others. And I get it. It can get exhausting sometimes. It can feel like, God, I've been giving so much of myself. I have to take care of me. Sometimes you do. But I feel at this time that the way to help yourself is going to be helping your environment, is going to be looking outside of yourself. And it's also going to be reevaluating what you're hanging on to in your life at this time, what you've thought is bringing you so much value that you've outgrown. It's time to be brave and to let go of those things. And I feel like that is going to assure the true security and stability for you moving forward well into the future. Next, we're going to go into the astrological sign of Scorpio. So if you're a Scorpio or have a lot of Scorpio in your chart, this first card is going to be where it's best for you to place your focus for the month of October. And we get the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups shows the figure who's looking at 3 spilled cups, and he's sad about it. And he's saying, isn't this sad? I can't get the wine back in the cups. The party's over. And yet, even though he's looking at the 3 spilled cups, he's looking at what he's disappointed by. There are 2 cups remaining that are standing. They're behind him. And what this card can indicate is that, Scorpio, you certainly have endured your own share of losses and challenges up until this point. And yet the Five of Cups reminds you that all is not lost. You know, this is a delicate card because we don't want to sugarcoat the Five of Cups and just say, you know what, just focus on the positive. It's all okay. And don't focus on the negative. Look at the upright cups. Don't look at the spilled cups. It's an oversimplification. Sometimes we need to feel our real feelings. Sometimes we need to feel hurt with what's before us. But there is a danger with the Five of Cups of ruminating, of being so absorbed in the painful memories, in the perceived losses of the past, that you're not able to see what's working, not able to see what's good. The Five of Cups is an important card to come up to make us mindful of our perspective. Are we looking at things hopelessly? Because if we are able to turn around and look at the two cups that are still standing, we'll find that bridge that leads over the troubled waters. And I feel for you, Scorpio, that this is not a month to get transfixed in the negative. It may be a time to feel some losses and grieve them, but don't get stuck there. You must always find a way out, because people waste years of their life on this card sometimes. They ruminate about the issue, and they think about it over and over and over and over, and it just doesn't get better. And days go by, weeks go by, months go by, and it feels hopeless. And yet, there are still things working in your life at this time. The advice from your inner wisdom, if you're a Scorpio for this next month, is the Eight of Pentacles, which can indicate that there's an important job to do, or there's work before you, Scorpio, that can get you out of your heart, get you out of your head, get you out of your feelings, and get you into a state of productivity. I feel like this is going to be one of those months where it is important to stay busy, to stay focused on a goal. And I feel success for you, Scorpio, through consistent effort. Just as the craftsman here is consistently hammering away at the chisel, so too for you, this is going to be a time where you're hammering away at a goal, but that is actually going to lead toward your biggest breakthrough. I also feel with the Eight of Pentacles card that there is this sense of purposeful work in front of you. And I feel like there is something important that you need to keep moving forward with. And you can't be distracted by the losses of the past. It's almost as if you're needing to set some of those things aside. And so, on the one hand, feel your feelings, but on the other hand, don't get stuck in them, because there is a job to do. There is something very important you need to get to work on. And I feel like if you get to work on this thing, you are not going to regret it. I'm also feeling intuitively that in the next 8 weeks, you may reap the reward for the effort that you're putting into this work that's before you. And then the last card is going to be potential pitfalls or opportunities ahead on your path if you're a Scorpio for this next month. And we get kind of like a kind of mixed signal card with the Hangman card. Sometimes he can represent potential pitfalls because he could represent something that feels suspended, unable to move forward. He can also represent things in your life that are being turned on their head. And yet the Hangman is a wonderful card for sacrifices being made in the present moment for a long-term reward or result. The Hangman is sacrificing the use of his legs. He's not able to move forward fast right now. He's doing that to hang upside down from the tree of wisdom, or the branches from the tree of wisdom. And as he hangs upside down, all the energy pulls to his head. It starts to glow. And what this can indicate is a new perspective. This is a card for you, Scorpio, that says that you may have to sacrifice your comfort zone in the present moment. And sometimes the comfort zone is the very thing that you're ruminating on that is keeping you in a state of suffering. The Hangman can indicate that it's time to sacrifice that rumination and focus on where you productively need to put your efforts or your attention consistently at this time to reap the reward in the long term. And yet the Hangman always rewards the sacrifice before you. So I feel like there's some heavy things for Scorpio. I don't want to make light of it, but I also feel like there's important work to do. And it isn't a month to go home and lick your wounds. It is a month to think about, how do I get busy? How do I work through this or work beyond it? And even if something before me is making me uncomfortable in this present moment, how is this going to reward me in the long run? And what do I need to do to make sure that this thing actually manifests? I think that you're on to something, Scorpio, but I can't say that this next month feels 100% comfortable. It looks like it requires some effort on your part. But I do feel that the sacrifices that you make will absolutely be rewarded in due course. Next, we're going to go into the astrological sign of Sagittarius. So if you're a Sagittarius or have a lot of Sagittarius in your chart, this first card is going to be where it's best for you to place your focus for October. And we get the Six of Swords, which is the card of benevolent change. It can represent that there's a natural current in your life, Sagittarius, that is moving you forward. And just like the figures in the boat, you may be going downstream with the current, with what seems to be happening in your life, with where the current seems to be leading you. And yet, if you look up the Six of Swords online or in a tarot book, a lot of times this card is associated with moving, travel, new experiences. And so too for you, Sagittarius, I feel like you're going through a transformation. The refugees on this card are leaving the rough waters behind. They're sailing toward the smooth waters. And what that can indicate for you is that you're leaving behind the turbulence, the challenges, and you're sailing towards something that promises to be calmer. But I also feel with this card for you, Sagittarius, that new places and new opportunities are going to open your eyes as we go through this next period for you. And so this is a time to plan. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to travel? Where would you want to move? I think that these things are going to be on the table for you this next month. And this could be a month where things have calmed down enough where you can actually stop and think about it, where you can actually kind of calmly see where the wind is blowing and follow the current of the river toward this next important chapter. The advice from your inner wisdom, if you're a Sagittarius for this month of October, is the Page of Pentacles, and he is the student of the tarot. He's a card of new learning, education, but he's also a card of having a passion for knowledge, a passion for what you want to learn next. The Page of Pentacles is saying that you're not done learning. And the advice from your inner wisdom is to focus on what you want to learn next, where you want to engage your mind, and where these seeds are best planted for future opportunities. Because pages in the tarot, they represent life situations that are still in their infancy. They're still just beginning. And the Page of Pentacles can indicate that seeds are being planted for you, but they must be mentally stimulating. There is nothing sadder than a Sagittarius that isn't mentally stimulated. They get so bored, they just bounce off the walls. There's also nothing sadder than a Sagittarius that feels like they're trapped or stuck or limited by some external parameters that are obsolete for them. I feel like this is a time to explore, but there's a philosophical energy with that Page of Pentacles card, which is also very Sagittarian. So this could be a time for you, Sagittarius, where you're really focusing on higher growth, higher knowledge, higher learning in some way. But I feel like some sort of opportunity is presented for you. And there is movement toward it. There's natural progress. It isn't something that you have to sort of reinvent the wheel from the beginning with. And then finally, for Sagittarius, we have potential pitfalls or opportunities for you. And we have the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands can indicate for you, Sagittarius, that there is an important part of you that is the survivor, that is surviving all the trials by fire, and that you need to stay firm and in alignment with that part of you that has persevered in the past. The King of Wands is the wise counselor of the tarot. And he says there's an opportunity for you by trusting wise counsel. If you're wondering about what your next chapter is, or how best to engage with it, or what it's best to learn next, that King of Wands can represent seeking out teachers or advisors or people who are in the know. But I feel like wise counsel is going to be offered for you. But I also feel with that King of Wands, he is that part of you that survives or perseveres and gets over all the challenges from the past. And I just kind of feel for you, Sagittarius, that this is an important month ahead for you, where you're really placing your focus on persevering, going the long haul, and really looking at your long-term goals and what you're trying to create. Because the King of Wands says that you can absolutely get there. He is the self-made king. He starts from humble beginnings and he wins his throne. And so too for you, Sagittarius. This is a time for you to really look ahead at the throne you're trying to achieve, because it's absolutely within your grasp. Next, we're going to go into the astrological sign of Capricorn. So if you're a Capricorn or have a lot of Capricorn in your chart, this first card is going to be where it's best for you to place your focus for this next month of October. And we get the Page of Cups, which for me is the card of the creative, magical inner child. And I feel for you, Capricorn, that this is a month where it's so important that you're allowing yourself to play, that you're getting in touch with that magical inner child. And that, normally Capricorn is a very productive astrological sign. They're all about work. I feel like a playful energy is needed this next month. I also feel that if you're looking for inspiration, you might need to look to how children respond to things. Look at the magic and wonder that's in their eyes as they engage with the world around them. It's time for you to access that magical perspective again as well. But also, Capricorn, I just feel like this is such a significant month for you, where your sensitivity is much more pronounced. That little fish is whispering into the page's ear, and the fish knows where all the sunken treasure is. And so, too, for you, Capricorn, I feel like there is this inner instinct or intuition that's telling you that there's treasure to be found in your depth and also in your sensitivity. I also feel like you might just be a little bit more sensitive than usual this next month, so you want to take care of your emotions. The advice from your inner wisdom, if you're a Capricorn, speaking of sensitivity, we have another Cups card with the Two of Cups. And this is a card of love, relationships, partnerships. And yes, it can signify your intimate relationships, loving partnerships. It can say that this is a time to put your focus on romantic relationships or open your heart in some way, or also to purely bring up your heart's desire with who you care about. But the Two of Cups transcends just lovey-dovey love. Sometimes it also has to do with deeper partnerships between friendships, family, people that are close to you. There are so many different expressions of love. You don't want to just take it as a relationship card at face value. I feel that this is a card of compromise, seeing another person's perspective. But also there is this sense of sensitivity, tenderness, and care. And I feel for you, Capricorn, that it's important that you're looking on your closest relationships as almost as if you're seeing the child within the person you're looking at. And what I mean by that is the pure spirit of the person that you're engaging with. That you might be looking beyond their outward behaviors or the challenges that they're displaying, and you're really accessing that deeper part of them that might feel vulnerable or afraid or scared in some way. I feel that this is a time for you to be compassionate to both your inner child and also the child within those around you. But also Two of Cups can indicate help that comes from others and through connection. And I just feel like this is a wonderful month to express your feelings and to also engage with those people who make you feel most supported. And then the last card is going to be potential pitfalls, but also opportunities ahead for you for this next month of October. And we get a bit of an opportunity card with the Nine of Swords reversed. The Nine of Swords reversed can indicate coming out of isolation thinking, or coming out of a fearful time. It's also a card of snapping out of the illusion that you're alone or that you have to do this all by yourself. The Nine of Swords, upright or reversed, it shows a figure in isolation. They're alone. They're overthrown by their worst thoughts in their room, in their bed. And their mind has been overthrown. But when this card comes up reversed, it can indicate snapping out of that. And the best antidote I find from the Nine of Swords is sunlight. It is exposing the vulnerability, allowing yourself to be open about those fears and talking about that with others. I feel if you open up some of your greatest vulnerabilities this next month, Capricorn, with people you trust, you will not regret it. It will be the cathartic thing that will absolutely help you break through. I feel like you need to be heard and seen this next month, Capricorn. And I feel like there is support available to you at this time that you might need to ask for. But I also just feel with that Nine of Swords that things have been really testing you emotionally. You've had a lot to process. And maybe these cards are indicating that you're kind of going through a cathartic emotional cleansing at this time. You're kind of standing up to those old thoughts or those old limiting realities. And you're really reaching out for that support or for that breakthrough. I feel like the breakthrough is assured for you, but it happens when you reach out and connect. Next, we're going to go into the astrological sign of Aquarius. So if you're an Aquarius or have a lot of Aquarius in your chart, this first card is going to be where it's best for you to place your focus for October 2025. And we get the Three of Pentacles, which is a card of refining a skill, perfecting something. But it's also a card of study, learning, and engagement. The Three of Pentacles can indicate for you, Aquarius, that this is a great time to exchange great ideas with other people. But it's also a card of learning, of being a student in some capacity. And Aquarius is known for its intelligence, its very sharp mind. And I feel like that mind needs to be engaged in something this next month that really helps it feel expansive. The Three of Pentacles can also indicate that there's collaborative energy ahead for you. We see the monks here in the monastery who are collaborating with the builder. And they're handing him a set of plans, and drawn on the plans is the exact scene that the builder is building. And so this is a time for you, Aquarius, where you're coming up with a plan for where you want to go and what you want to do next, but you may be collaborating with other people in order to see that plan fully manifest. This is a card that says that there's much to learn and to be teachable and to learn what's being presented to you by collaborating with others. The next card is going to be advice from your inner wisdom. If you're an Aquarius for this next month of October, we get another 3. You know, 3s in the tarot, they can represent joy or expression of living. They can also say that it's important for you to focus on your joy or the thing that really you do want to celebrate. And in the case of the 3 of Wands, we see this figure who's looking out at new lands and new places. And the waters, he's looking over a glowing orange from sunrise or sunset. And what that indicates is the sun is setting on your old way of life, but it's also rising on the next. And the 3 of Wands is a wonderful symbol because it's saying that your future is wide open and waiting. It is just waiting for you to decide, what do you want to learn next? Where do you want to invest your energy? Nothing's been irrevocably screwed up yet in your life. It is wide open and waiting. You have choices available to you and much freedom. And I just feel like this is a time to engage with, what are your interests? But these 3s are significant. Sometimes 3s in a tarot reading can also indicate timing. So really having an eye on the next 3 months for some reason, especially under the purview of both of these subjects of the cards that we've just gone over. I think that this is going to be an important time where something might be shifting or changing in the next 3 months with these important things. And then the last card is going to be potential pitfalls that you want to avoid or opportunities you want to take advantage of as we go through this next month, Aquarius. And we get the 5 of Swords, which can be a pitfall card. 5 of Swords is warning you not to take on more than you can handle. You might want to learn a lot or go into a bunch of directions. You might have like 3 different options or opportunities that are available to you. And you might want to say, like, how do I get started? What do I need to do first? You know, I want to really take full advantage of this. And yet these are cards of pacing yourself, taking one thing at a time. I feel for you, Aquarius, that this is an important time to be systematic about what you want to learn next or what you're passionate about. The 5 of Swords can represent picking up those things which you can do right now well, and leaving the unimportant things, the things that are just filler or distractions behind. This is also a card of prioritization and getting very clear about your goal and also the most efficient way to achieve that goal or complete it. So this is a great month for you, Aquarius, to make lists, to thin out, the lists that you might already have from the things that aren't really mattering right now or are just a waste of energy. It's a time to really get intentional and focused on your main priorities. But I feel like you're onto something. There's something that you're moving toward that is going to bring you great happiness. I just feel like there is a little bit of a danger, a little bit of a pitfall with getting muddled with way too many details or way too many activities that you're trying to incorporate into this thing. My advice to you, Aquarius, for this next month is to keep it simple. And last, we're going to go into the astrological sign of Pisces. So if you're a Pisces, we're going to go into 3 cards for you. The first card being where it's best for you to place your focus for this next month of October. And look at that. We get the Ace of Wands, which I just love. Ace of Wands is a card of inspiration, new beginnings, and it can indicate that there is this inspiration that's striking you. But always with the Ace of Wands, there is a sense of urgency. There's another Piscean archetype, and her name is Cinderella. And, she was helped by a magic wand in the fairy tales. And I always like to say with the Ace of Wands, there is a magical energy that's around you. It can totally help you manifest your heart's desire. But there is a sense of urgency with this magic. Cinderella had only till midnight to make it all happen before the magic reverted, before her carriage became a pumpkin again. And so too for you, Pisces, this next month, you need to be struck by your inspiration, but then act on it. Make the most of the magic that's before you. I also feel like there is just a sense of like passion and new excitement and new beginnings for you. It just feels so exciting. And I just think that this is going to be an important time for you to really prioritize what is the new thing you're trying to create. And what does your heart feel most passionate toward? I feel there's inspiration in the air, and you want to engage with it. The advice from your inner wisdom, if you're a Pisces this next month, is another Wands card. And when we get two Wands cards in a tarot reading, they can indicate that something is growing in your life, or that it's time to grow or stretch beyond the old comfort zone. But what I'm seeing with the Seven of Wands is, yeah, you have this inspiration you're struck by, you do want to act on it, but you also want to make sure that you're staying on the high road. You're staying in your integrity. Sometimes the Seven of Wands is a card of taking a stand for your passion, for the thing you're trying to create, and really not letting anyone knock you off that high ground of what you know is right for you. The Seven of Wands is also a card of unique steps to take. The figure on this card is wearing two different shoes. He doesn't walk in the same shoes as everybody else. He walks in his own shoes. He walks his own way. And so too for you, Pisces. This is an important month for you to follow your own song, march to the beat of your own drummer, and not get turned away from it. I feel like there's something important you're being called to do or called to create, and I feel like you need to absolutely go for it, even if you are run up against some opposition. And the final card for Pisces is going to be potential pitfalls that you're going to want to avoid, or also opportunities for this next month of October. And we get a wonderful opportunity card with the Star. The Star is the card of hope in the tarot. It appears in the major arcana after all the challenging cards. It's like that little light at the end of the tunnel. And I feel for you, Pisces, that your sensitive spirit is coming out of the dark. It's really starting to see the light again. It's starting to feel hope about what might be ahead. And the Star is just such a creative card. This could be a time to invest in your creative projects, the deeper you. But it's also a time for you to really replenish that which has been running on empty in your source. I feel as well with the Star that this is a time to transcend or look at things from that higher perspective and align with your spirit. I feel like if you're in alignment with your highest spirit, you are going to find that the magic in your life finds you every time. And that things that you touch in the world seem to just absolutely manifest the way that you best hoped they would. But I feel with the Star card as well, there is the sense of connection. This is a card of collaboration sometimes with luminaries in their own right, other people that you admire, that you might need to work with, either for inspiration or for some sort of, a go-ahead or an opportunity. But I feel like connection is going to be very important with the Star card for you, Pisces. But either way, I just feel like this is a wonderful month for you where hope is returning. And that was this month's Tarotscope for October 2025. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please help out my channel with a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also pop a comment in the comment box because it really does help boost engagement and it helps my channel out immensely. Also, if you want an even more accurate reading, you can also listen to the astrological moon sign message and rising sign message, and we got those convenient little timestamps below to go to that relevant information. Also, I have readings available at my website, elliotoracle.com. So if you want me to read your cards and see what I have in store for you, I'd love to see what they have to say. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful month of October and a very happy Halloween. And I'll see you again here next time, so do take care.